All right, everybody, welcome to Visiblepreneur. So today I've got one of the best contractors that I know in St. Louis. He's worked on my mom's house. He's worked on other projects, and he's got a lot going on. He's also a full-time entrepreneur, as I know, and he's just a really fantastic guy to get to know. So his name is Kurt, and I'm gonna let him explain exactly what he does. So Kurt, tell the viewers, what is it you do, and how did you get started into this?
Yeah, so thanks for the great introduction. I appreciate that. Man, let me see if I can get you the truncated version. Back in about 2000, something like that, um, I started my first maintenance job at a local hospital, large hospital here in St. Louis. And my dad actually retired from that hospital in maintenance.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a job, and he had called in to one of his buddies to see if I can get an interview. I got the interview, I got the job. Well, fast forward, I had gotten out of maintenance I did that for a couple years. I got out of maintenance for a while, and then over the past, like we're 2020 now, so over the past 7 years of work, 6 years was as a hotel. 9 years total in the hotel in maintenance, and maybe 6 or 7 of those years as a chief engineer. And my goal was to kind of climb the ranks a
Mm-hmm.
little bit and to hopefully get a upper management. And that door didn't open in the hotel industry.
Yeah.
But I did get an offer in the apartment industry, and I took that in upper management, and then I got let go in March. And I said, well, I just prayed about it. I'm like, well, I said, God, if you want me to get another job somewhere, I'll do that. But boy, I would like to start my own business if that's something that you would bless.
Yeah.
So about 2 weeks after getting let go in March, having had the experience at hospitals, having had the experience in hotels, and just being all these years in maintenance, I started a business that's now called Kurt Commercial Facility Services, and I do home and commercial repair. So different projects, different repairs, and people always ask, "Well, you got a list of things that you do?" Well, not really. I don't. I say, well, ask me if it's something I'll do, and then I'll be honest, and let you know if it's something I do or not. But I work with a few guys who are subs. I believe about to bring on a couple employees here very soon. I know I
That's
am.
excellent.
Yeah, yeah, and the business has been growing leaps and bounds. So, 2 weeks after being let go from my job in March, honestly, I don't think I've had a week, probably not a day that I haven't had work on the calendar. So it's really been a blessing.
Yeah, yeah, that is fantastic because as you mentioned, the hotel industry, I used to be an AV guy there, and oh gosh, like some of the places that it's like, okay, you see all the back ends of the hotel, and some of the stuff that customers just don't see and
Yeah.
will not see.
Yeah, it's true. You got to keep an eye on that stuff. You got boilers. You got
Yeah,
rooftop units. You got all these things that can go wrong, and you don't have to necessarily know everything, but you need to know, how to address a lot of those issues. And so
yeah,
you learn a lot. You learn a lot. I've actually trained guys. And I love training guys to do this stuff,
yeah.
But yeah, in the hotel, you are definitely going to learn because they got plenty of toilets and they have plenty of faucets and they have plenty of everything. so,
They,
so you're gonna learn, you're gonna learn.
yeah. Now, also during the pandemic, which obviously we're going through, so do they have plenty of toilet tissue as well?
You better hope so. They're probably not going through a lot of it with this pandemic, But it's
Yeah.
interesting though. One of my clients today is a hotel over in Illinois, and And
Oh,
it's like being at home. I love doing hotels for some reason. I just maybe because that's the origin of where I learned a lot of my things at. But
yeah.
I really love doing hotels. But no, they're actually in trouble. During this time, they're not getting as much business as they want. But
Yeah.
that buildings still break down. Though.
Oh yeah, no, of course, and
Yeah.
still got to get out there to repair it.
You
So
still got to get out there to repair it. Still got to get out there to repair it. So it's been a wonderful journey. I'm really big on. Here, I tell you, this is not like my first business. My dad got me started in a business, in the landscape business, back in the early '90s.
yeah, how
And
did you get into that?
yeah, well, my dad he used to do landscaping on the side for years. I was born in the late '60s, and my dad was actually landscaping around that time.
Yeah,
And he did it well until he couldn't do it no more, until his old age. And so when I graduated high school, I didn't want to go to college. I just sat around in my room, and after about 3 years of that, I remember my dad coming upstairs saying, "Say, Kurt, don't look like you're going to go to college or anything like that." He said, "Do you want to learn, how to do landscaping?" And I was like, "Yeah." And at the time, he only had like maybe 10 regular clients or something like that. That's all
yeah.
he wanted. And he says, here's what I'll do. He says, you can come and work with me, with my clients, and I'll pay you, and we'll let them know that I'm starting you in a business. So if they have any referrals, to send them. And he said, I will do this for 2 years, and then I'm going to take my original 10 clients back, and I'm going to let you have what's extra out there. And he did just that.
Wow,
After
that's
2 years,
awesome.
he pulled back, and that business grew too. I was cutting, I was everything in land, planting, designing. I mean, day and night. It was a very, very fun business. But that was kind of my first taste at business, and I loved it. And here's what I learned about business is that you have to serve people. It's about serving people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is about finding problems and solving it for sure. But you are not, a business is not designed for you to be strutting your stuff and make you look good. Your business is to make other people look good and to help other people
Well
out.
said.
Yep. And if you can get the heart of a servant, you understand what that means, and you treat people kind, and you treat people with godly respect, your business will grow. That's a non-issue. I tell people all the time, I'm like, you can walk. When I talk to guys about business, I'm like, it's I could walk up and down this block all day long, and you could just ask people, what do you need? Not that I would do this. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. I would if I
Yeah,
had to. What do you need? Somebody might say, I need somebody to empty my trash. I need somebody to wash my car. I need somebody to cut my grass. Everybody got a need that they're willing to exchange money for. I'm going to give you this money if you feel, and you can start a business, but you got to have a heart of a servant to do that. So
absolutely.
yeah, that's probably the greatest lesson I learned in all of this is that you got to really have the heart of a servant and really love people to do this.
Yeah, no, I love that because if you're just out there in business and you're expecting to make a quick dollar, it doesn't work like that because that's something you have to build trust. You have to build relationships. If you're just in it for the money, then I'm sorry, entrepreneurship is not for you
That's true.
because entrepreneurs, we work for free,
Yeah.
so to speak. The money will come later on
that's
down
true.
the line.
That's very
but,
true.
It's one of Robert Kiyosaki's quotes that,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, we work for free. And, if you're enjoying what you're doing, the money will flow.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. Yeah, you enjoy what you're doing. That's right. And just get out there. And now that we're on the topic, I know that some people are intimidated about the idea of stepping out and doing a business.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just intimidated about getting in front of people or what it is.
Or rejection.
Yeah, rejection or something like that. Oops. But you know what? I would encourage that if you are listening to this podcast or you watching this on YouTube to continue to follow this channel. I'm sure that Isaiah and you're going to get a lot of encouragement from this channel about stepping out and doing this type of thing. So this I hope, and I believe it is, this these interviews are more than just finding out what I'm doing. I hope that it encourages you to go out and take risk and try some things. And you know what people pay for, and some people might not even realize this, but at least in the state of Missouri, well, some people pay for an expensive pair of shoes or expensive purse. Do you know that you can register an LLC and get an EIN for free, an employee identification number, and
Mm-hmm.
open up a bank account for a lot less than what a lot of us pay for a pair of shoes, and throw in some business cards, and you still got money left over, you know.
Absolutely.
And all you got to do from there is ask people, you know, ask them. Maybe you bake cakes and you just don't think nobody want to eat my cake. You don't know if nobody want to eat your cake because you ain't never asked nobody to buy your cake.
That's
But
right.
trust me, you'll sell plenty of cakes or whatever it is you do. Just do it with honesty. Do it with integrity. Have the heart of a servant. Want to help people, not want to make money. The money will find you. Want to help and be a blessing to people, and you'll be just fine. What you got? What do you got to lose? You might as well just go on and give it a.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love that 100% is well said. So as you've got, I might as well say you've got a not just a contractor, but you might as well say that you own a construction company, so to speak. What was your desire of doing so, and you know, where's your passion? What and where is it that you want to go with this?
That's a good question. You could say it's more of a facility service company. It could have some components of construction in it.
Yeah.
Um, it's what I enjoy doing, and it solves real problems, and it makes
Yeah.
people happy. You know, I see people, you know, you paint their house or paint their room. People love to see new paint on the wall. You know, me too. but
Because it makes
and
the
they get
place look
excited.
so new.
Oh, it does. It does. And I love to see the big smiles on customers' faces when they get the result. And man, that's real fun. But what I'm learning, I'll be honest with you, man. Not that I haven't been to this point, but I I see it as a ministry, and it's not just to me. It's not just about the customers,
Yeah.
and now the customers are the big part of it. But it's also about the people that work for me and with me. I do have a guy that I do have. He does account managing, and he brings in business, and he works on a commission, and he's been doing pretty well. I've been writing him checks, and
Awesome.
yeah, and so he's bringing in pretty good business, and he counts too. You know, customers, we want to solve their problems, but people that are on board with this company, um, I want them to be blessed too. You know, I was talking to
Yeah.
one on the phone today, and it was like, you know, how do you pay yourself, Kurt? You got to make sure you pay yourself. And I said, my pay fluctuates all the time. But my highest priority, though, is to pay you. You know, my highest priority is to pay the people that are holding this business up. And it was
Right.
like that in landscaping. There was times where I had this guy that was a really hard worker named Steve, and man, he could throw that. He was very good. He was a triple threat, and I loved giving Steve money. You know, I love being a blessing because he delivered a great product when I was in landscaping. I mean, he was very good at what he did, and so it always blessed me to just to pay him. You know, so yeah, it's about those people that help you too. You know, you want to be a blessing to them, and again, you know, just like you're a servant to your customer, you're a servant to those who work for you as well. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And so I'm sure that, like from the work that I've seen you do, like you can paint. Obviously you've got skills in landscaping. What else is it that you do in the construction company?
It's a lot of things. I mean, it's no. Woo.
Like, do
I
you do
got
a little bit of electrical work
a
or
little bit of
plumber? And
electrical, a little bit of plumbing, drywall repair, some light carpentry, um, dip flooring. I've been laying some floors. I've done baseboards. I've done. I mean, like in one week, I did. You might have something simple as a toilet. I did a toilet before I came here today.
Oh,
Under
nice.
under counter sink, and it might be something real big like a whole house project or something like that. So we take the big and the small. So, but certain things people ask me, do I do? I'm like, no, I don't do that. That's not in my wheelhouse. But now I got a team of guys.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
I've been calling out a team of guys that are really good at what they do. They men of integrity, um, and they're really good craftsmen, and so I get to say yes more often. So we do all kinds of things. We're actually getting ready to go into at some point coming up real soon in mold remediation. It's a lot of houses with dealing with mold in their house, and that stuff is dangerous. So we're going to be introducing that real soon, and we just also brought
Awesome.
on a very large. Um, we're in process of bringing on a very large client. It's actually a REIT out of Boston that have several dozen properties here around St. Louis. So I'm in the process
Wow.
of doing the paperwork for that right now as well. So I guess we'll be doing all kinds of stuff coming up real soon.
Oh yeah. So you're basically the sleeping wolf ready to wake up and take
That's
it
right.
down.
That's right. That's right. New York Stock Exchange. Here we come. That's
Yes.
right.
All right.
Ticker symbol KURT.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of
All
course,
right.
being that the stock exchange to get your company public, they
That's
have a
right. That's
whole
right.
set of other rules that.
We're going public, y'all. Watch out. We're going public.
Yep, that's right.
That's
Oh man.
right.
So I gotta ask this. Have you ever like had just bad projects to where you're working on something and come to find out there's just a lot more wrong with it than what it seems? Like give some examples about that.
Yeah, man. It could be. You run into things and you look at it like this. You're like, okay, I could do this, and then you get involved. There's those little intricate, details and certain things you run into. Like, you might say, okay, well, I'll do this drywall job, and then when you start chipping away, more of the wall chip away than what you thought would chip away, or more of the wall is bad than what you thought it was. You think, for example, you might go do a plumbing job, and you get behind in the wall and realize, man, this is a lot worse than was the things behind the wall. Is really something about walls.
Yeah.
It just get you, take you off guard. There's been jobs that actually, not, I don't say jobs, maybe a couple jobs that actually stumped me. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have took this one. So there's been a couple jobs I took a loss on.
Yeah.
It's all part of the growing process. But the cool thing, if you the company is Kurt Commercial Facility Services, and if you look us up on LinkedIn and Twitter, we have a Pinterest, but I think I'm gonna get rid of Pinterest. It's kind of confusing to me. But LinkedIn and Twitter, you'll see video testimonial of our customers. So you don't have to just take our word for it. We have customers that have been given videos of our testimonies of our work. It's pictures
Yeah.
of some of the things that we do, and so, but still, even with all of that, behind the scenes, there are things that can really stomp you, and take you off guard. I had one here. Like, I was helping with something, and I was trying to trying to find a transformer. I was trying to find a transformer. I couldn't find, I couldn't figure out what the electrical problem was with this thing. I was certain it was a transformer somewhere in the circuit, and but I couldn't find it, and then we changed out one or something like that, and it was just kind of got a little bit crazy, but uh, and I've done transformers before. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but yeah, so you run across things that could be a challenge and an unexpected challenge, and there are times you're gonna have to have that talk with the customer.
Yeah.
So so yeah, but yeah, that definitely happened.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Because matter of fact, when you mentioned the transformer, I know exactly what you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about. And come to find out, ultimately, when we had an electrician that came out,
Mm-hmm.
looked at it, and was like, "Oh wait, no, it's just." I think it was like one of the parts of it was bad, and after that was swapped out, yeah, it got it working. So it was actually the doorbell. It wasn't supplying enough power
Oh wow!
to
Yep,
get it
yep,
juiced up. Yeah,
yep.
that's what it was.
Get out of here. That's
Yeah.
funny. We was on the right track. It's just
Oh yeah,
it just stopped me.
absolutely.
And he took somebody a little smarter than me.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, so one thing I could say about you is that you're not afraid to potentially outsource the work, because as an entrepreneur, our cups are always empty. And
Mm-hmm.
what I mean by that is that we have a little bit of knowledge in a little bit of everything. Not
Mm-hmm.
everything, but just a little bit of knowledge in it, but we're not like a super expert in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so our
Mm-hmm.
cups are always empty, and we always have to be able to soak in like a sponge and acquire the information.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, you know what, man, I like working with other guys, and if you're a small business owner, you need to get in contact with me because there's work that I get that I might not be able to get to. I get a lot of that, and then I would love to have some guys on as subcontractors or do some kind of work together to, and I could get you some work or whatever you're looking for. But
yeah,
yeah, it's I'm a big believer. I enjoy giving work away because um, you develop relationships with other people, other
absolutely.
contractors, and those relationships are invaluable. If I've always been a big believer. Back in the day when I had a business and I banked at Regions Bank, and I used to go to the one in Creve Coeur all the time,
Yeah,
and I remember every now and then I get some money, I would ship them a pizza up there. I would take them a pizza up there, and I got to know them, and I got to build a relationship with them, up there. And it wasn't really anything that I needed from them necessarily, but when a need came up, they were there, and I knew that they would make every effort to help me out if I needed help.
that's
And
awesome.
man, that's building strong relationships is key. So, yeah, to your point, man, I love working with guys, other contractors. Now I look like we're going to employ people. I love bringing guys on board to work. I love training guys. If there's somebody that don't know nothing about this business, but you have integrity, you have character,
Yeah,
and you have a genuine interest in wanting to learn, you're the perfect guy to train, So, yeah, it's all about people, man. If I surround myself with great customers and then great contractors, I'm in this business heaven,
yeah, that's awesome.
business heaven.
Yeah, and from what it sounds like, because you were actually a referral from a real estate agent that actually sold my mom this house that we're in currently.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming that you work with not just that particular real estate agent, but a few others as well too, right?
Right, and I can't even remember who the real estate agent was, but no, I get a lot of referrals. We get a lot of referrals. Yeah, we get a lot of repeat business.
Yeah,
We work with investors. We work with management companies that have multiple properties. I even have a client kind of near South County, and she was a lady I picked up earlier, and she just likes me to come hang pictures up and move furniture around. And so I got a lot bigger things going on, but I'm not gonna drop her, So
yeah.
it might have to take a little bit longer to get to her now, but I'm gonna always take care of her. I like working. It helps keep me grounded.
Yeah.
She is the reason that we're doing well. Is people like her, and those are the people you don't want to forget because they don't always have good handyman that they can call. And so, yeah, I don't mind stepping in over and doing stuff like that for people either, simple things.
Yeah,
So,
that is wonderful.
hmm
Like,
hmm
and that's one of the well, can I say that that's one of the most easiest jobs you've ever had?
Yeah. Yep. It is actually. It's the gravy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the gravy. I've had some easy ones before. And I actually do some jobs and well, I'll be on jobs. I'll be like, man, I think they could have probably done this. But people just don't, they know what they know. They don't know what they don't know. So,
Yeah.
I probably get hired. I've probably hired people in the past to come do things, and they probably thought the same thing. Like, what? He could have done this. So I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the things like that if you know that you're too busy to get it done, but as a company, it's like, okay, well, let me see if so and so wants to do it, and then you still get the business.
Yeah, you still get the business. You still get the business. It's and that goes. That's a lot like working with the subs. It's the subs that I work with. A lot of them are small guys that just kind of starting out, and those are the kind of guys I really like to work with.
Yeah.
They got a lot of great skills, but they're new to it from the business standpoint and still kind of growing. Those are the perfect guys. But yeah, I send them business, a lot, and so that's exciting, man. It's exciting to have people calling you with opportunities, and then you can give those opportunities away, and you can share that with other people to bless their house. And then when the work gets done, the customers are happy, and then you still get something. I still get something out of it because I subbed it out, but it's just a win-win-win. When you
Yeah.
can make that kind of a system work. So yeah, man, it's this whole thing has just really been a blessing. It's really I'm so happy with what I do, and I thank God for that. And my father um, is a large reason, why I landed where I landed at. Doing what I'm doing. He's a large reason for that. So it's a blessing.
Yeah, that is awesome, and I know you thank him every day for that.
Oh, I'm very
So
grateful. I'm very grateful. Um, yeah, I'm very grateful. He was a southern man. All he did was work and pay bills. He wasn't like modern day dad and took me to baseball games all the time. He was just a working man,
uh,
but he was a very kind man. He was a very loving guy. He just wouldn't he paid his bills, kept the lights on, paid for the house,
yeah.
and then he have a laugh with you every now and then. But he was a great. It was a blessing to have him as a dad, though.
Yeah, that is awesome. Glad to hear your story. So, last but not least, how does someone get in contact with you?
Okay, so I'll give you my email. Kurt CFS, as in Commercial Facility Services, at Outlook.com, or you can do service at KurtCFS.com. So it's like both sides of the at, because we own the domain KurtCFS.com. So you can send to service at KurtCFS.com or just KurtCFS at Outlook.com. Both of them will get to us. So yeah, and send over what you got if you want to get on board, and if you know somebody that's looking to get into this business, want to learn, maybe they're out there, just need some direction, and you don't even have to work with us. If you just want somebody to talk to give you some direction, I could share with you what I know about the business, and you could just go ahead and make it happen. But no, I'm always for connecting, so reach out, anytime you want to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest
Yeah,
on our
thank you.
show.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you grow.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and thank you all our viewers for listening to this episode of the podcast, as well as our others. Don't forget, we are on Facebook. You'll find us at Visiblepreneur. We're also on YouTube, as well as Anchor, which is the audio-only version. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So I think I mentioned Anchor already, so kind of getting a little brain fart. But yeah, so please stay tuned and take it easy. And thank you so much. Take care.